Every year, my dear family, every year the church closes its liturgical year with the solemnity of Jesus Christ, King of the universe. Just as we all celebrate the end of our own calendar year on New Year's Eve, so too does the Catholic Church celebrate the end of their liturgical year with the solemnity of Jesus Christ, King of the universe. The liturgical years in the Catholic Church are counted in letters, not in numbers. We have year A, year B, and year C. Each year has a specific gospel assigned to it. A gospel that will be read until the next solemnity of Jesus Christ, the King of the universe. In year A, we read mostly from the Gospel of Matthew. In year B, we read mostly from the Gospel of Mark. And in year C, we read mostly from the Gospel of Luke. For those wondering whatever happened to John, where is he in these years? Why is he not included in these 3 years? He's not included because the Gospel of John is read throughout Easter. You can imagine why the liturgies are longer during Easter, because we try to go through the whole Gospel of John. But today we conclude year B, the year of the Gospel of Mark. The Gospel of Mark is considered to be one of the shortest Gospels amongst the 4. Yet, the Gospel of Mark is the one that provides the most amount of details and events on the life of our Lord Jesus Christ. But today and throughout this week, we conclude reading from the Gospel of Mark. And we will begin reading from the Gospel of Luke, year C. All throughout Scriptures, all throughout the 4 Gospels, we are constantly reminded that Christ came to establish a kingdom, a new nation, if we want to use modern language, a new country. The kingdom or the nation or the country of God. However, this is a kingdom, yes. And yes, this is a kingdom that is not from this world, but yet somewhat here already. This new kingdom is governed by Christ. And the currency in this kingdom is the coin of love. The face on this coin is the face of Christ crucified. And its citizens are you and I. All those who submit themselves to the peaceful rule of Christ the King. The reason why we end every liturgical year with the solemnity of Jesus Christ, the King of the universe, is to call to mind that no matter how many nations fall, no matter how many kingdoms fall, or how many rulers there are, or who the ruler of the current nation is, Christ is still King. He will never abandon His people. He is the one who truly rules over all other rulers. And His kingdom, even though it's not here, it is somewhat already present. It is present with us, through us, and in us. His kingdom is made present on earth by those who follow His peaceful rule. His kingdom is made present by you and I. We are called to make His invisible kingdom visible to others. We are called to submit ourselves to His peaceful rule. No matter how bad we have performed this past year, no matter how bad we may have done this last liturgical year, New Year always brings a sense of hope. A new liturgical year brings a sense of new resolution. a sense of change. As we begin this new liturgical year, let us remember who the ruler above all other rulers is. Let us remember the King above all other kings. And let us remember that we are meant to become icons of His kingdom to others. If this past year has been particularly difficult to you, make a New Year's resolution. A New Year's resolution for this coming liturgical year. Maybe read the Gospel of Luke. Who is Luke? What does he say about our Lord? Get to know who your King is. Get to know who the people who testify about Him are. Open the Bible. Or maybe it has been a long time since you last let Jesus rule over your heart. Maybe you are just moving through the motions now, without any real sense of hope. Just doing the things you need to do. Just writing a check mark next to the items in a checklist of things to do. Maybe it's time to go to Mass for the sake of God and not for our own sake. Not just for the sake of checking in and out, almost as if it's work when the sign of the cross begins and as soon as we receive the Eucharist. Maybe it's time to make confession a regular habit, a regular visit to our healer, the healer of souls. You are not your own kingdom. We are not our own kingdoms. We are citizens in His kingdom. Let us leave this kingdom with unity. Let us leave this kingdom with common unity, with community. A community where its citizens exchange their gifts with the currency of love. Don't let another year pass by without Christ truly ruling over it. Let us become His kingdom on earth, a kingdom for those whose kingdom is dying.